This one is for Hog Nation. Let's talk about two Rockford IceHogs that we expect to be IceHogs to start the season, that we are excited to see play down in Rockford this year and develop their game. Who's your first guy?
First guy is a guy that I think a lot of people are excited about, and that's Nick Lardis. After his huge 70-plus goal season with the Brantford Bulldogs in the OHL, this is a guy that was, a third-round pick just a couple of years ago. Not a lot of fanfare behind that, but as he's progressed these last two seasons, I think a lot of fans are excited to see him. I know there's a portion of the fans that are hoping to see him play for the Blackhawks this year. I don't know about that. You never know. Things could happen throughout the course of the year, but I expect Lardis to be starting in Rockford unless he goes completely crazy in training camp, and that would be a welcome addition.
Oh, sure.
But I want to see how he translates to the pro game. He definitely has a pro shot, but he's never played against guys that size and veterans of the AHL, so it might be a tough adjustment for him to start. But we'll see how he goes. Maybe he has a Frank Nazar first pro year and just lights it up and basically forces the Blackhawks' hands, saying like, "Dude, I'm too good for this."
Yeah, I think that to me is kind of the case with Lardis. Is like, it seems like he's kind of penciled into that bubble and that he'd be on the AHL side of it. But I mean, if there ever was a prospect that you could say they might be able to figure it out quickly and prove that they're NHL ready or can hang at the professional level like that, it'd be him. He's not going to get 15 shots on goal every game like he was in juniors, but if he can find the time and space to get his shot off, it's going to be pretty impressive. My first guy is a guy that I think we've had some excitement about for a while. He's definitely a fan favorite already. It's Samuel Savoie. I think there is an outside chance he could be in that fourth line mix. He plays that kind of style. The comparisons to Andrew Shaw have been there ever since he's been drafted. But I think he's got that thing you can't teach in hockey of relishing the role of being someone who can get under the skin of the opponent and being able to play that way. And that's such a thing that like can take, some players that aren't elite level guys, aren't star guys, but if they have that ability, like they can completely change their career. Like a guy like I look at a guy like Dave Bolin. Like he got to the NHL and wasn't going to be a 100-point scorer like he was in juniors, but he had that ability to play with an edge and found that path to having a really successful career. And I think Savoie could be that kind of guy. This will be his second pro year, so I think he will start the year in Rockford. But I think he, as far as open roster competitions go, for the Blackhawks in training camp, he's in the mix for sure.
And I know the comparison people love is Andrew Shaw. I think he can have that same kind of role, but he's a better skater than Andrew Shaw ever was, and I think he's already a better defensive player than Andrew Shaw was. But Andrew Shaw got to be insulated by some of the best teams in franchise history.
Shaw got to be the guy he was. It's kind of like Sam Bennett with the Panthers, like to a lesser degree, but Shaw got to be the guy he was because the teams he was on had lot of other guys that could pick up the slack.
I think Savoie overall is a better overall player than Andrew Shaw, but will fit that role perfectly. Fans love him.
Oh, yeah.
His teammates just adore him. And we knew he was going to be that guy the first time we saw him at development camp. Like, it was like, that kid's got whatever it is, he's got it.
Right after the draft, that first media scrum, we were like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is going to be a guy
there's the hero of the 300 level right there.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it'll be fun to see what he does. My second guy is goaltender Drew Commesso, friend of the show. Just the way the goaltending situation is kind of evolving. Spencer Knight added to the mix last year. Arvid Soderblom has a bounce-back season. He's going to get a new contract here in the next few days. And then Drew Commesso was awesome down the stretch and into the playoffs after he recovered from that ankle injury in January. Was really good. So the Blackhawks goaltending future looks pretty bright. And I just want to see him start the season how he finished it and make his case to be like, hey, I belong in the NHL with these guys too. There's no such thing as too much goaltending.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like most teams now will have to have at least three guys that you would say, they can be in the NHL because, we've seen with injuries and everything, the Vegas, when they won their cup, they went through 5 goaltenders in the playoffs. Like, you need to have depth there,
including Blackhawks legend Laurent Brossoit.
Yes,
who got hurt. Weird. I wonder though if like Comesso's play at the end of the year has changed the way they're negotiating with Soderblom.
It might.
Or maybe they were like, well, we're going to give you a 2-year deal. Now they're like, maybe we're only going to give you a 1-year deal because Commesso could be ready in a year.
How much, is it, are you trusting that Soderblom is the guy he was last year,
right,
or
the guy he was 2 years ago?
Yeah, right. I mean, they're headed to arbitration for now. I mean, they could still get a deal done, but that could definitely be part of, what the Blackhawks might be saying to him. The other guy that I'm going to be excited to watch, we're excited for a lot of them, but one specifically is whoever is cut from the Hawks on the defensive end. We've had these conversations about Levshinov, Rinzel, Korchinski, Del Mastro, Allen, Kaiser. Not all of these guys are going to be in the NHL. I'm going to be very interested to see who it ends up being and then what they do at the AHL level, because all those guys have a case to be made to be in the NHL, especially with this Blackhawks team, with the way that they're set up right now, and there's only so many spots open though, so it's going to be a tough competition in camp. And I think best case scenario is you have all of these guys say, well, they look like NHLers, but you can only take so many. So if it is Del Mastro or Allen or Korchinski going down, or if it is Levshinov or Rinzel has to start in the AHL, like that's not out of the realm of possibility. I'm going to be very interested to see how they respond and how they start the season. Yeah,
you want to see a positive. Whoever it is probably had expectations to start the year in the NHL.
Yeah.
How does he respond? Does he go down and pout and struggle for a couple weeks, or does he go down there and right away says, okay, I'm the best guy down here defensive-wise. I'm going to prove it, and it's just a matter of time before I'm back up.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the attitude that they have to have moving forward, because you can't take it as I'm not good enough. Like, you don't want to be pouting or anything, because all those guys are under 22. I think Kaiser turns 23 soon. Like, they're still way into the early stage of their career, and it takes defensemen some time to find their full game. So if any of those guys, they don't make the team right out of camp, doesn't mean they can't be right up real quick again. So be interesting to see who it ends up being and how they respond.